flashing amber across the cabin walls. Black ash streaked past the reinforced viewport like rain in hell. Turbulence wasn't uncommon during entry, but this wasn't turbulence. Something was clawing at the ship's hull. External impacts increasing. The onboard AI droned calmly. No identifiable lifeforms. Captain Sarah Voss gritted her teeth and cinched her armor's final strap. She'd survived worse landings, barely. She flicked her visor down, the heads-up display lighting with mission data, 0 Concord presence, bioscience unstable, comms corrupted. Touchdown in 15 seconds, said Nico, the team's medic, strapped in across from her. His voice was flat. Detached. Like always. Voss looked over her squad. Rourke drummed his fingers against the casing of a plasma charge, humming something off-key. Macquarie hadn't moved in minutes, silent, focused, eyes closed as if already aiming. Remember, Voss said. No questions. No mercy. If it moves and it's not us, it dies. The ramp slammed open. Red dust swept in like fire. And they were off. The mining colony looked gutted. Steel beams jutted from the earth like broken ribs. Structures were half melted, some swallowed by a web of dark organic matter that pulsed faintly, as if breathing. Overhead, lightning slashed across the black sky, but there was no thunder. Voss moved first, rifle up, motion tracking active. Sweep the LZ. Find anything alive. They moved like ghosts, silent, trained, precise. 2 minutes in, they found the first body. Or what was left of it. A Concord peacekeeper lay face up, helmet cracked, eyes wide and blank. His mouth frozen mid-scream. Something had bored into his skull from the inside. Nico crouched, running a quick scan. Cortical trauma. Neurochemical overload. Whatever hit him, it didn't use claws. It used thoughts. Great, Rourke muttered, cocking his rifle. Telepathic brain worms. That's new. A crackle burst across their comms. Help, please, they're still here. Source? Voss snapped. Macquarie pointed toward the command center. A single red emergency light blinked weakly inside. They moved. Inside, the colony's main building was worse. The walls were stained with dried ichor. Desks overturned. Terminals fried. And there, near the shattered central console, was the last Concord survivor. A thin Athari diplomat, limbs trembling, crouched beneath the console, muttering to herself in her native trill. She didn't seem injured, just fractured. Voss approached carefully. Lieutenant Alvin? The alien jerked, her massive black eyes wide with terror. She stared at Voss like she was the monster. You called them, Alvin whispered, pressing her hands to the sides of her head. You brought the humans. Yes, Voss said flatly. You asked for help. We're the only ones left willing to give it. Alvin's voice cracked. It doesn't matter now. It's in us. Beneath us. It wants us. What is it? Alvin laughed, a raw, broken sound. You'll see. It already knows your names. Without another word, she pulled a blade from her belt and drove it into her chest. Nico lunged, but too late. Blood pooled around her twitching body. On the wall behind her, a message had been smeared in her own blood days earlier. A warning scrawled in trembling alien script. Not voices. A mouth. They left the building in silence. Outside, the air felt thicker, the sky darker. The organic growth around the colony had spread noticeably in just the last few minutes. Rourke adjusted his pack. Well, that was cheerful. Macquarie's voice came through the comms. I've got a live signal. Helmet chem feed. Forward scout name Vale. He's underground. Alive. For now. The screen on Voss's HUD lit up. A flickering helmet cam showed deep tunnels, flickering lights, and heavy breathing. The feed glitched, then cleared. Vale was running. Shadows chased him, shapes too fast to track. He turned a corner, and froze. The view tilted up. A figure stood ahead. Humanoid. Too tall. No face. Then the camera shorted out in a flash of static and a shriek of something inside Vale's skull. Rourke shook his head. This just keeps getting better. Underground, huh? Voss murmured. Makari checked her rifle. So much for surface recon. Nico's voice was quieter than usual. I'm getting neurostatic down there. It's not just killing them. It's touching them. Pulling them apart from the inside. Then we cut it out before it spreads. Voss turned to the others. We go down. Full loadout. No backups. No evac. Rourke raised a brow. Going in blind with no way out. You know, you really suck at pep talks. Voss looked out across the ruined colony, then toward the gaping elevator shaft leading into the abyss. We're not here to save them, she said. We're here to kill what killed them. That's the job. Makari spoke one word, her voice cold steel. Confirmed. Back at the dropship, they loaded up. Full ammunition. High-penetration rounds. Incendiary grenades. Neural dampeners. The kind of tools only Earth's Black Ops kept in stock, and only sent when survival wasn't expected. Voss took one last look at the sky. No reinforcements coming. No escape planned. This wasn't a rescue. It was containment. She keyed the comms. Black rain descending. We'll clean up your mistake. Then she stepped into the shaft, and into the dark. The descent was nearly silent, broken only by the occasional groan of the lift cables and the hum of suit systems recalibrating to the deep. Voss watched the numbers tick down on her visor. 500 meters. 800. 1200. The shaft walls transitioned from reinforced alloy to rough rock, then something else entirely, fleshy, veined, alive. Makari's voice came over the comms, low and steady. Surface biometrics no longer apply. The walls are reacting to us. Nico tapped his screen. We're inside a living structure. Partial neural conductivity in the stone itself. Rourke grunted. Great. We're walking into something's nervous system. The lift shuddered to a halt. The floor ahead yawned open, a tunnel, dimly lit by bioluminescent growths pulsing blue-green. The air tasted wrong, even through the filters. Weapons hot. Formation tight, Voss said. If it breathes, it dies. They stepped off the lift, and into the dark. The tunnels were a grotesque blend of mined shaft and something grown. Steel support beams protruded from fleshy walls. Old excavation lights flickered, casting jittering shadows that didn't always match their source. At 1,300 meters, they found the first nest. 6 bodies, partially fused into the floor, eyes wide, lips moving, whispering. Makari knelt beside one. They're alive! Barely, Nico muttered, scanning. Neural signals degraded. Whatever this thing is, it's feeding off cognition. The whispers grew louder. Voss, you left us, it's your fault. She didn't flinch. She didn't need to. That voice had no business knowing what it just said. Ignore it, she said. Keep moving. But the voices kept coming. From the walls. From the floor. From inside their helmets. Rourke's hands tightened on his rifle. This isn't ambient noise. It's pulling from us. Psychic resonance, Nico confirmed. It's already in our heads. Makari's voice was strained. I saw my daughter just now. In the wall. Smiling. Voss turned sharply. You good? Makari hesitated. Still me. For now. They reached a cross-section of tunnels, 3 branching paths, each reeking of decay. Voss chose the left, the steepest descent. 10 minutes in, the floor vibrated. Something moved beyond the walls, massive, slow, deliberate. They froze. A hole opened in the far wall, flesh peeling like lips. Something slithered out, 8 feet tall, humanoid in posture but not in form. Its skin shimmered like wet bone, eyes lidless and human-shaped, but wrong. It didn't charge. It watched. Makari raised her rifle. Wait, Voss whispered. Let it move first. Then it spoke, in Voss's voice. You left me behind. Makari didn't wait. Her shot vaporized its head in a single crack of rail-accelerated plasma. The thing collapsed, twitching, hissing like steam escaping flesh. "Movement, left flank!" Rourke shouted. 3 more emerged, faster, shrieking, eyes glowing blue. The tunnel exploded into chaos. Voss dropped one with a center mass burst. Makari knifed another mid-leap. Rourke emptied a magazine into the third before tossing an incendiary. Flames licked the walls. The bodies burned, releasing a thick black smoke that didn't disperse. "They're mimics," Nico said, scanning the ashes. "Human DNA signatures. Partial memory replication. These were Concord peacekeepers, once." Voss didn't blink. "The Broodmind's making soldiers out of corpses." Rourke spat. "It's not just feeding. It's recruiting." Further down, the environment changed again. The walls widened into a cavernous chamber, high ceilings, jagged growths hanging like teeth. The bioluminescence faded here. They activated helmet lights. Makari slowed, gaze flicking side to side. "We're being watched." Voss nodded. "I feel it too." In the center of the chamber stood a spire, 8 meters tall, covered in pulsing organic sacs, twitching as if breathing. Embedded in its side was a Concord mech suit pilot, head tilted, mouth open in a silent scream. Nico scanned him. "Alive?" "Still?" Rourke asked. "Barely. Neural network hijacked. His brain's a relay node now." As if triggered, the chamber lights flickered. A low hum echoed, deep, beneath hearing. Then a voice. Not spoken. Not heard. Thought. "You walk on my flesh. I know your shape." Makari flinched. Rourke dropped to one knee, pressing both hands to his helmet. "I touched the first mind you sacrificed. I know her terror." Voss stepped forward, teeth clenched. "You want a piece of me?" The voice laughed. "Or something close to it. I have pieces already." Suddenly, the spire cracked, and from the wall behind it, something emerged. A beast, 12 feet tall, quadruped, armored in bone and metal. Its face bore a twisted imitation of human features. Makari screamed. "It's Vale!" The thing charged. Voss fired first, targeting the exposed spine. Makari went for the eyes. Rourke lobbed a concussive charge that slammed the creature into the wall, but it didn't fall. It spoke, its voice layered, distorted. "Help me, kill me, make it stop." Voss moved in. Up close, rifle discarded, she drew her pulse knife and drove it into the base of Vale's skull. The body twitched once. Then silence. Nico knelt beside the corpse. "He was still partially aware." Rourke shook his head. "We just killed a man who begged to die, and something else said it with him." Makari leaned against the wall, breath shallow. "I can't. I'm seeing her again. My daughter. She's in the stone. I hear her singing." Voss placed a hand on her shoulder. "Pull yourself together, Makari. She's asking me to stay." "Then tell her no." Makari looked up, sweat beading her brow. "Not sure I can." They regrouped at a narrow breach leading deeper, far deeper. The tunnel sloped downward at an impossible angle, the air thick with static and heat. Voss looked back at her team. Nico's hands trembled slightly. Rourke reloaded in silence. Makari avoided eye contact. "From here," Voss said. "No turning back." Rourke gave a thin smile. "Wasn't planning on retiring anyway." They stepped forward, into the final dark. Behind them, the tunnel walls pulsed in time with a heartbeat not their own. The descent into the final tunnel felt like slipping beneath the skin of a giant beast. The walls throbbed with heat and rhythm, each step sinking with a pulse that wasn't theirs. Voss led without hesitation, rifle at her side, knife on her thigh. The others followed, silent, shaken, but moving. No one spoke. Makari hadn't said a word since Vale. Her eyes stayed forward, glassy, as if seeing two worlds at once. Nico kept to her side, monitoring vitals, but the data was unreliable. The deeper they went, the less tech held up. Interference blanketed every system, and audio was degraded to static when more than a few meters apart. They reached a vast chamber, one unlike anything above. The ceiling arched like a cathedral, carved from a material that looked like bone and glowed from within. In the center stood the core. It wasn't a structure. It was a throne. Organic, massive, risen from a nest of veins and root-like cords. Sitting atop it, or grown into it, was a mass of tendrils shaped like a humanoid figure, tall, androgynous, featureless save for two glowing points where eyes should be. Around it, corpses floated midair like puppets on invisible strings, twitching in rhythm. Then the voice returned. "You brought your mind to me. I will wear it well." Rourke raised his weapon. "Target acquired." Voss held up a hand. "Wait." The air shifted. The temperature dropped. And then the voice changed, no longer disembodied, but hers. "Sarah," it whispered, sweet, wrong. "He's still down there. Your brother. You left him in the fire." A memory surged. Flames. Screaming. Her brother pinned beneath wreckage, begging. Her orders were clear. Leave him. Complete the mission. She staggered but didn't drop her weapon. "That's not yours," she growled. "Get out of my head." The creature's glowing eyes flared. The puppets jerked, then dropped. One landed in front of them, Makari's daughter's face stitched onto an Ithari corpse. Makari stepped forward, shaking. She's talking to me. She remembers my lullabies." Voss turned. "Makari. Listen to me. That's not her." Makari raised her rifle, pointing it not at the creature, but at Voss. "I just need a second. Just a second." Rourke moved first, slamming into Makari's side and knocking the rifle away as it discharged. The shot hit a pillar. Makari screamed, kicking, struggling, tears streaming down her face. "She's real! She's right there!" Voss knelt, locking eyes with her. "She's not! But you are! Come back to me!" For a heartbeat, Makari froze. Then she dropped her head and nodded once. "I'm here," she whispered. Voss stood. "Rourke, take her to cover. Nico, back her up." "What about you?" Nico asked. Voss turned toward the throne. The creature was standing now, limbs long, fluid, each step leaving a burn on the ground. "I'm going in." She walked toward the creature slowly, knife in hand, systems shutting down one by one. HUD gone. Comms dead. The world narrowed to the sound of her breath and the thing's voice. "You are hurt. You are rage. I am the cure." "No," she muttered. "You're the infection." It stepped closer. A dozen shapes flickered across its surface. Her parents, her squad, her younger self. "I can fix you. Become whole. Join." She stopped 5 feet away. The throne pulsed behind it like a heart. "I'm not here to join you," she said. "I'm here to erase you." From her belt, she pulled the neural disruptor, a core bomb, keyed to her biosignature. One press, one spike, and it would overload every synaptic thread in a kilometer radius. The creature laughed. "You won't sacrifice yourself." "Not again." She smiled. "You're wrong. This time I chose to." She pressed the trigger. Nothing happened. It hissed, pleased. "I've seen your mind. I saw it coming." Voss didn't flinch. "I know." From the tunnel, a shriek, then a blur. Rourke. Grenade in hand. He tossed it, straight at the throne. The creature turned. Just enough. In that second, Voss lunged, driving her knife deep into its chest. The real bomb was hardwired into the blade's hilt. Trigger armed. 5 seconds. ***. She twisted the blade. The creature screamed, not in sound, but pressure, agony ripping through the room like a breaking wave. Rourke tackled her as the light exploded. They awoke in rubble. Nico coughed, dragging himself upright. "Is anyone?" "I'm here," Makari rasped. Voss sat up slowly, her suit torn, the left side of her face burned. The chamber was gone. The throne, the puppets, the creature, all gone. Only silence remained. Above them, the shaft had collapsed. No way up. Then static. A ping. Emergency signal detected. Concorde vessel inbound. Hours later, the first dropship landed. Concorde medics approached cautiously. The Athari diplomat, cloaked in ceremonial armor, stared at the three surviving humans like they were ancient weapons freshly uncovered. "Your assistance is appreciated," he said, voice trembling. Voss didn't answer. She limped past him, coated in ash, her eyes flat. Rourke slung his rifle, blood dried on his chin. "Be honest," he said to the diplomat. "You didn't think we'd survive?" The Athari didn't respond. Makkari stopped beside him, silent. Nico offered a tired smile. "Next time you need help," he said, "send flowers instead." Voss turned back only once. "The brood mine's gone," she said. "But there are others like it out there." The Athari looked alarmed. "And what will you do if they return?" Voss's expression didn't change. "Call us." Then she boarded the evac ship and left the silence behind.